What's up, everybody? It's the homie Truth. Welcome to the Truth Her Show. We're going to talk about a lot of shit. Shit about the drill culture, outside the drill culture, just life in general. We're going to talk about not being a piece of shit ass motherfucker. You got to be good in this era, you know. You don't got to be a nice person, but you got to have a good heart. I tell people this. It's cool to be fucked up in the head. You know what I'm saying? It's cool to be fucked up in the mind. It's cool to have a fucked up day. It's not cool to have a fucked up heart. Remember that shit. God ain't gonna bless nobody shicey. If you want some shicey shit, don't be waiting on the blessing, because it's not gonna happen like that. Number one thing we finna jump into right now that going viral around the world is 6ix9ine. Somebody put the knuckles on him. I seen another video where it looked like somebody spit on him. They kicked him. I seen all kind of shit. Remember, I said I thought it was fake. You know, I'm starting to tilt a little bit to maybe this real, because I did see things that looked a little real. But you got to understand, Tekashi is a master of the internet. He's a master of the algorithms. You know, he the type of dude that'll probably put his body through some shit just to go viral. And I keep telling people that, you know. It's just something about the video that just felt fake. It had that Jesse vibe to it, in my opinion, you know. The real big guys, goons, gang members, all of a sudden we know who these guys is. TMZ got videos of Tekashi face and all kind of shit. I didn't see no swellness. I mean, I seen blood and cuts, but I ain't see the swellness, you know, that we needed to see. I didn't see the swellness. And the videos that we seeing has been cut, chopped, and edited. We don't see one full video where it's just full. We see cut up clips. So I thought it was fake. A lot of people saying, Truth, man, you taking up for Tekashi. I don't got no fight in this. Why I want to take up for him? I'm just saying it looked at fake because of his past history. But then again, I could be wrong, because I did see kicks to the ribs and all kind of shit that led, you know. I see some people feel sorry for him. You got to remember, he was coming out here dissing dead people, smoking dead ops, being very disrespectful and shit like that. So, you know, I can't say we all can feel sorry for him, but, you know, I don't wish harm on nobody. We got to be careful with this, especially people that's on the outside looking in that ain't got nothing to do with this. I want to tell you one thing. We got to make sure we're not risking our freedom and risking being home with our kids instead of locked up for somebody we don't know. You know, he ain't snitched on you. He ain't did shit to your people. Don't risk 5 years locked up inside the feds or locked up in jail for hurting somebody who ain't did nothing to you. It feels a little weird, in my opinion. You know, it's a lot of people supporting that shit. Yeah. But shit, if you go to jail, who gonna feed your family? Who gonna take care of the bills? There's a lot of hype about people like what you did, but we got to be smart about this. Dude being watched by the feds. So let's not get ourselves locked up for some shit that don't concern us. But I'm going to still put that on I don't know. Remember, this guy is cold with the internet shit. He be making up lies and shit that just, you know, kind of throw me off and shit like that. You know, that's what I tell people, man. Another thing is, man, focus on yourself. Grind. Hustle. You know, you got to be in love with yourself. You're going to spend the rest of your life with yourself. So you got to be comfortable with yourself. You got to know who you is. Don't let no motherfucker tell you who you is. And don't let no motherfucker tell you they got you. I done said this shit in every one of my episodes of Truth Hurts, because I don't think people understand that you a grown-ass man. You a grown-ass woman. Ain't nobody got you but you. Don't let no motherfucker trick you and tell you they got you and all. Don't no motherfucker got you in this world but yourself. I don't give a fuck how cool they is with you. I don't give a fuck what your man tell you. I don't give a fuck what your lady tell you. I don't give a fuck what your moms tell you. Anybody tell you. Don't nobody got you but you. Remember that shit, man. And I tell people this shit. I'm a loner, you know what I'm saying? An introvert. I enjoy being by myself. I get the best work done by myself. Remember that shit. So if I spend any time with you, if I kick it with you, if I'm answering your phone, I'm answering your text, you know what I mean, your space, I'm around you, I'm hanging out with you, I really fuck with you, because I really rather be at home. You know, so if you got me, you know, if I answer your calls and you call and, you know what I'm saying, I'm there for you when you need me, I fuck with you, because on some real shit, I'd rather be by myself. You know what I'm saying? Real shit. Like, I get depressed when I ain't grinding. You know what I'm saying? That comfortable shit get me out of sync. You feel what I'm saying? I'm comfortable being uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? You got to take yourself out that comfort zone. Remember that shit. That's one of the biggest things that I think is very, very, very important. Take your own weight. Everybody talking about shark on land. You know, shoeboxing them and Shark on Land had a brief interaction that went to the internet. I guess they was at a church, and they confronted each other. It looked like Shoebox confronted Shark on Land about the video of him and Just Blow and shit like that, The internet been going rampant with this shit. Shark been speaking out his case. I wasn't pressed, and the internet saying he was pressed, and he saying he wasn't pressed. I think this was a conversation between like the OGs and the younger people from the neighborhood that I think the internet so happily picked up, so they put their own narrative to it and shit like that. I understand though, in this culture, anything with the police is telling, any cooperation, any speaking to them, signing papers, all kind of shit is cooperation. And we seen the Lil J body cam video. The police asked him to sign his name for his money and shit, and he was like, he ain't signing this shit. He didn't want to sign nothing. No cooperation with the police. I get that. But what I want to say is, when you look at Shark video, let's just be honest. I'm not taking up for Shark because, I want to be honest in this. I think Shark knows the culture. He understands the no telling and no talking. So maybe, maybe he might have said too much in his opinion and other people's opinion. He might have said too much. But I got a question to ask you guys, and I want you guys to be honest with me. If you in a car with somebody, y'all in a car together, police pull the car over, you can't run, you can't get out, y'all caught. Police pull the car over, you got a gun in your bag. Police pull the car over, you can't run, this the final stop, they pull you over. If you take the bag off and toss the bag in the back of the car and the police pull up, find the bag and ask who gun is it in the bag and don't nobody know, I don't know if that's 100% real nigga shit, I think telling the police, that ain't my gun, that's his gun. People say that's snitching. Cool, we'll say that's snitching. But saying it ain't your gun, and there's only 2 people, 3 people around, and you want the police to pick somebody, that's a piece of me feel like that's snitching too, you know what I'm saying? You saying it ain't mine, then who else's could it be? You know what I'm saying? So I just feel like, in my case, if you tell, you a snitch. If you do somebody like that, you're doing them dirty, in my opinion. So that's what I want to ask you a question. If I say this not my gun, this his gun, y'all say that's a rat. Cool. But if this person take his bag off and throw the gun in the back seat and want the police to figure out who gun it is, maybe they gonna pick a person, that person doing you dirty. So how is that person looked at as a real nigga and a person who said it ain't my gun ain't your real nigga? I think it's something weird with the whole situation, in my opinion. But hey, that's just me, you know what I'm saying? We seen this events come off with like Boss Top. Police pulled their car over with. Nobody claimed the guns. The police said, hey, they gonna keep the guns on the girls because they found the guns inside purses. They say, hey, we gonna take y'all to jail. When the prince come back, then shit, if it come back to them, we gonna take them to jail. Nobody claimed them guns in the car with Boss Top. Hell, Big Wani, True Teller TV legend. We seen his body cam video. Police pulled him over with a young lady in the car. They asked who gun it is. Nobody know who gun it is. They sending both people to jail. Now, I got a question for you. If you in a car with somebody, and it's your gun, you can't get away. Police done caught you. Do you have to claim the gun? Ain't this the last stop we caught? Shit, fuck it, I gotta take my weight. Or do you say, hey, the police gonna play any, mini, mighty, mo on who gun cases is? Shit, you scared to take this case. You know what the police finna do to your life. They finna put you through the system. Why would you put an innocent person through this shit? So like I say, I don't know the street rules to that shit. Telling and snitching, the rules have changed in my opinion. Telling was 2 people doing something, 1 person telling because he got caught to try to get less time, I thought that was snitching. I didn't know snitching was me and you is chilling together. Police finna get ready and pull up. We see the police coming. I take my gun and I throw it next to you. Police come. Hey, I don't know who it is. They finna play any, mini, mighty, mo. Whoever they pick is who gun it is. It's something about that that's just not solid to me, But hey, to each his own. Everybody got different opinions on this shit, man. I'm gonna tell you another thing, man. I can't lay up with no bitch broke. I can't lay up with no lady broke. I can't lay up with, listen to me, man. I can't lay up and be fucking and kissing all up on you and we both broke as hell. We ain't got no money in our pocket. Ain't nothing romantic about that shit. You know what I'm saying? I like to get the bag first, then my romantic be on 10. You feel what I'm saying? It's hard for me to be on some freaky shit and my pocket's low as hell. It's too many of y'all broke freaky. It's too many of y'all that broke freaky. It's too many of y'all that's freaky as hell, but y'all ain't got no money. Y'all having too many of these kids inside of your mama house and all kind of shit like that. Y'all ain't got no money, man. Y'all got to slow down on that broke sex too, man. Calm down with that shit, man. I be telling people that shit. I can't find you romantic if my pocket's real low, baby. I gotta focus on the pockets first, you know. That's just my opinion, man. And I tell people this shit, man. And don't trust nobody. Remember that shit. Not even your family, you know. Everybody not lucky enough to have a dad, not lucky enough to have a mom and shit like that, you know. If you lucky enough to have both of them, you winning. That shit like a lottery ticket, man. You feel me? Some people don't get that shit, man. Like when you don't have a parent, say for instance, you don't have your mom or you don't have your dad, you know, your mom and your dad be the only type of people that really care about you, really give you that real love, give you that real advice. They don't want you to get hurt, find yourself in prison, be shot, you know what I'm saying, just going through anything tragic or bad. So they're going to give you the best advice ever. When one of them not here no more, you know, you don't have that advice no more. You know, you don't have that person to give that advice in your ear. You start taking that advice from somebody who don't got your best interests at stake, and you start getting advice from the wrong people, start doing the wrong shit because your support group not here. Your mom and your dad is your biggest fan. Remember that shit. But all your family ain't, you know, blood don't make your family. Remember that shit. It make you related. You feel me? Your family will watch you struggle. You know what I'm saying? They're like these niggas. Your nigga will watch you struggle. Your bitch will watch you struggle. I didn't see nigga, look, man. Your nigga, look, man, a nigga will watch his bitch struggle and still want some pussy. Like you see she struggling. She can't pay the bills, none of this shit. He still wants some pussy. Like I tell you that shit, man. You got to get a motherfucker who wants your best interest, want to make sure your belly full, want to make sure you eat, all kind of shit like that. So it depends on what people think is more important in their life. That's what I tell people. Jay-Z, 2.5 billion is his net worth. That's what the world is reporting. That's what Forbes is reporting. That's what the internet is reporting. It's a rapper that's a fucking billionaire. Think about that. You know, in the 80s, they were saying this rap shit not gonna last. They was trying to ban this shit. They say rap was inciting violence. It was promoting violence. Some of the same shit I hear about how they used to talk about rap back in the day is how they talk about blogging now. Causing the violence, stirring up bullshit, instigators, saying bad things about people. The same shit they put on rappers earlier in the rap culture, they putting on bloggers now. But 20 and 30 years later, them rappers became famous. Now Jay a billionaire. I believe the same shit can happen in the culture of blogging. Just got to stay with it right now. I believe in 10 years, 15 years from now, this going to be the culture. People going to want to know what's going on. So whoever in this shit right now, stay in this shit, I believe you're going to benefit years from now. You're not a legend until you do this shit for a long time. I tell people that shit, man. You can't be a legend in a year or two. You got to be doing this shit for years to become a legend. So stick with this shit. I believe blogging is going to grow bigger than it ever was. The same shit they say about rappers back in the day, they say about bloggers now. Look at what rappers that became years later. So imagine what bloggers can become a year later. Stay with this shit. And stop acting like bloggers are the reason the hood is causing violence. Stop acting like bloggers is the reason the hood is causing these killings and shit. Stop acting like blogging is the reason why the drama in the hood going on. No, it's not the blogging that got the violence going on. Yeah, the blogger is pinpointing on it. It might encourage it and shit. I ain't gonna front, you know. It does give the soundtrack to this shit, but that's not why the violence is going on. You want to know why the violence is going on? I say this all the time in my blogs too. If y'all watch me, you want to know why the violence is going on? Because your baby daddy out here riding around shooting motherfuckers every day. You feel me? Your brother around this bitch smacking motherfuckers up every day. You feel me? He got 12 bodies. You feel me? Your boyfriend around this bitch shooting motherfuckers and shit. He got 3 bodies. When he come home at night, you feed him, you give him room and board, a massage, all kind of shit. He eating your baby fruit snacks. He drinking your baby juicy juice. You treating him like a king, and he out here doing bad shit to people. But you're blaming it on the bloggers. You know, I don't understand it. One day I see justice for Shanika, and then next day I see free Rondo. So I'll be like, man, I don't know what the streets want. You know, y'all claim it's too violent and we got to cut all the violence down, but ain't nobody telling nobody or telling on nobody. So it feels like don't nobody really want to solve a crime, but they want to complain about a crime. It's a lot of fake shit going on out here. You got to be careful what you're listening to and what you're hearing because it ain't real. Quando Rondo dropped a project yesterday, and he dissing King Von on it. It's several references about smoking V, smoking Von, and all kind of shit like that. Seeing like he back in this. Remember, streaming is where Rondo was eating at. Touring is not really his beat because police is just shutting his shows down unless the artist is bringing him out, sneaking him out on stage to let him perform a set. But to throw his own show and shit like that, It's hard selling tickets for Rondo because they feel like the venue is going to get shot up. It's hard selling merchandise because people don't really want a Quando Rondo merchandise. Yeah, people will wear it, but you can't wear it everywhere because there's a lot of Von fans. You fuck around, get your life took wearing one of those things the way these crazy ass fans is right now. You know, so streaming is very strong for him. Dropping songs, dissing Von gonna view very well. They're gonna stream very well. Quando's back in there, you know. I think Dirk gotta realize he's right here. Don't get me wrong, Quando's up there too, but Dirk is right here. Don't bring Quando along with you on your rise to the top of the fame by name dropping him and dissing him in songs and shit like that. Be smart. Let your climb be strictly for you. You know what I'm saying? Understand that. I think Quando Rondo will use that shit because at the end of the day, it's a murder trial gonna come on. Quando ain't be a young boy be dissing OTF and Dirk and Von them like they friend not facing a murder trial. I'm confused about this shit. But hey, I guess they got a lawyer. They feels like Von was the aggressor. He started the fight. He has a background. Quando Rondo was surrounded by a lot of people. They feel like this is a shit case, self-defense. And they are going to testify, in my opinion. People say, man, they're not going to testify. They got a lawyer. They don't need to testify. I just don't see how you prove self-defense and not testify. I can see, you know, if it was just something else. But to say you did self-defense and you was fearing for your friend's life and all kind of shit like that, but you going to have your lawyer tell that story? You know, I can see one of those guys getting on the stand and testifying. A lot of people say, man, they ain't going to testify. You don't know what the fuck he talking about. Man, they ain't going to testify. Hell, they told Angela Yee the story. Quando Rondo telling Sean Cotton the story. We seen Lil Tim tell Fuchsia's TV the story. They telling TMZ the story. What the fuck make you think they ain't finna tell the judge the story? Let's be honest with this shit, man. If you want Tim to come home, Quando Rondo gonna tell what happened that day. Now, is he gonna get on the stand? I don't know. But I just think it's hard to prove a self-defense case and no one is talking. It gives off the guilty vibe, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. TTE and OTF affiliates, you know, they kind of apologized about the shit about dissing LA and Lil Steve. They said, rest up LA, rest up Lil Steve. You know, that's the one thing I say about Clubhouse. That's why I told you, I don't like Clubhouse. I'm afraid of Clubhouse. Besides getting on there and I think everybody gonna attack me, I really don't like Clubhouse because when the camera on, you can perform. You know, it's the camera in front of your face. You can perform and shit. You can make faces and all kind of shit. You know, it's the camera in front of you. With Clubhouse, not like that. You know, you talking on the phone and shit. You feel me? You fuck around and say some shit that you don't supposed to say because shit, you in your own area, you in your own space. That's why I don't like Clubhouse. And it picked up a conversation of like OTF affiliates. Not saying OTF members, but affiliates of them were kind of dissing LA and shit like that, you know? I think everybody had bad moments in this shit. People argue, say shit aggressive, this, the internet. I think it's love for LA. I just think when you're on that Clubhouse, a motherfucker pick that shit up, man. So you gotta be careful when you're on that Clubhouse. Last thing I want to talk about, I've been doing interviews today, man. Did a classic interview today. I think it's strong for the culture. A lot of people always say, Truth, man, what's up with the interviews, man? When you bringing this person back or when you bringing this? I want to do that. Don't get me wrong. This month, I got a lot of top interviews set up with some of your favorite drill rappers. But like I say, it's a lot of dope stories in the culture from people that you might not know. Today, I did an interview with a guy named Wooga World Gotti. We know about the Wooga World community. This one of the real members. He was there a long time ago. I seen him in videos from back in the day when the culture first started. He actually went viral on College Kid. He might be one of the first people that ever go viral in the drill culture, besides like Beastie, who was riding around looking for Chief Keef early in the drill culture. He kind of went viral around the world a long time ago. I found him, and I think this is dope. Man, we spoke on a lot of shit. Remember, he was there. Man, this man told me about JoJo. You know, he broke down that video. He explained to me about JoJo death. We talked about the video of JoJo riding on a bike. What he told me about that video, he put out a PSA. That shocked me, what he told me about that. But the thing that shocked me the most is he let me know he seen that interview with O Block J Hood that spoke on King Von, saying King Von was behind Lil Mr. Death. He went off on that. I want to be honest with you. He went off. He said some strong words about that shit. This was a very in-depth interview. I think this is one of the best interviews I done did this year already. I can't wait till I drop it. I want y'all to check it out. I might drop part 1 tomorrow. Exclusive. Wooga World Gotti. We talked about a lot of shit from Stain to Lil Mister to a lot of shit we didn't know in the drill culture. This is one of them interviews where we learned things about the culture instead of people telling us the same stories we always know. So I think this was a dope, impactful interview. We got a lot of shit coming. Today we're going to finish filming some scenes for Caught Lacking 2. That's going to be dropping soon. We got some crime scene videos coming out soon. We got a new segment that's coming out. I ain't going to tell y'all what it is, but I'm going to give you a hint. Some of your favorite drill rappers and the shoe stores and shit like that. So Truth gonna be taking some of your favorite drill rappers. We gonna see what kind of kicks they like rocking, shit like that. We gonna bring more content in the drill culture, because I think it's more than just diss videos and interviews. So we gonna bring a lot more different content to the drill culture, in my opinion. But I need y'all support. Y'all gotta make sure y'all hitting the like buttons on my videos, man. Y'all turning me up. I might drop another part of the FBG Young interview tonight. But tomorrow, my exclusive interview with Wiggle World Gotti. Make sure y'all check out every part of this interview, because it was a classic interview. We talked about a lot of things in that shit, man. So I appreciate the love. I'm finna get ready and get up out of here. I'll let y'all check out my view, man. They gave me another bogus-ass view. I always do this because I like y'all to check out my views and shit, man. But check this out, man. What the fuck is this? Why in the hell would they put me on this side again? I mean, I used to be on the side that had some dope ass, you know what I'm saying, dope ass views and shit like that. But just the view they got me on, man. But I appreciate the love. It's the homie Truth.